Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, dbougie86 here again, and welcome to my DVD/Blu-ray update for the month of January. Yes, finally here, guys. I can't believe January went by so fast. The first month of the year actually went by super fast. So this year is going by super fast. A lot of good stuff to show you guys this month that I picked up. So let's just get right into it. More Blu-rays and DVDs this month. So just the way it worked out, because I wasn't buying a lot of things on DVD. Plus, I pre-ordered a lot of stuff too. I'm actually still waiting on a few Blu-rays that I actually ordered just from importing them, and also just the time that I ordered them. They're not going to be in this month's update, so they'll be in next month. So look out for those. And let's just get right into it, starting with the DVDs, because there's only a few of them. First up, I actually did a trade with my buddy Jeremy, aka NES Ruler 22. He had a few titles that he had extras of, and he showed me and he lets me know what stuff he has extra of first. So I hopped on them because I actually did want to check out all the films that he had copies of. And this one is no exception, and it's from Intervision, and it's called Murder Lust. I actually had to finish this one. I started it, but I kind of fell asleep to it. Not because I was like bored or anything with the story. It was just because I just got out of work type deal. Very tired from working overnight. So this is the one that I do want to revisit when I get a chance to. I was digging what I was seeing from it. Like I said, just being tired from work type deal. So, Murder Lust, thank you again for that, Jeremy. Next up is, like I said in my last month's update, I was still waiting on two films from Unearthed Films. One was back ordered, and they came in. This is the first one that I ordered from that Unearthed Film sale, and that is Mechanics. I believe this is a French film. It looks very bizarre from the back cover. It's kind of art housey from what I heard from reviews on it. It's one that I wanted to check out for a while. I heard mostly positive things about this. I heard a few negative things, but I'm curious to check it out for myself. The price is right, so grab Mechanics. Can't wait to check that out. And another one I grabbed from the sale is one that I actually heard nothing but like negative things about. Nothing too mind-blowing in this one because it's the type of film it is, and that's Hunting Creatures, which is a German splatter film. These films to boot aren't for everyone to begin with, but yeah, I remember Moods actually, I think, reviewed this on the podcast a while ago, and I think he gave it like a negative review also, but the price was right. It was only like $5, so $5 new to boot, so I was like, why not? I collect Unearthed, so I was gonna grab it eventually anyway, so good stuff. Or is it? Who knows? But next one I grabbed was actually one that was on Moods' top 10 of last year, and that is Under the Shadow. I actually did see this film beforehand, and I did dig it. It's one that I wanted to revisit. I didn't love it like Moods did, but I still gave it a pretty good rating. I think I gave it like an 8.5 on my list. I'm not looking at it at the top of my head, but can't wait to revisit this one. I did like some aspects of it though. Just one that, it's a foreign film, so, and it's kind of like a slow burn too. So it's one that will build up with you over the time. I did appreciate this film for what it was doing. Definitely want to revisit this one. So Under the Shadow, goodness right there. Next up is one that also on Moods' top 10, ironically, and that is The Barn. Yes, this is a throwback 80s film. I actually really dug this, man. It has a cool soundtrack, and I like the retro look to it. It has a very retro like look to the way it was filmed. And I didn't actually mind the acting. I know a lot of people had like problems with the acting in this film. It's probably some of the better low budget acting that I've seen, to be honest. It's not like terrible. I've seen way worse acting in like these type of low budget indie films in the past, and it's not like terrible acting in my opinion, but to each their own. It's a film that I know is going to be mixed with some people, but I really enjoyed The Barn and recommend it. Really like the effects of that film and the throwback feel. Next up is another film that I actually wanted to revisit. It's been a while, and that is Wicked City. Yes. If you know, on Body Bags this week, we're actually doing animated horror. And spoiler alert, this will be my review on Sunday, so look out for that on Sunday, guys. Very stoked to check this one out. It has like thing like effects in it. Really cool Japanese anime stuff. Awesomeness right there. From the director of Ninja Scroll also. Next up is a film that was actually a gift to me from my buddy Sam, who, if you don't follow 22 Shots, you know Sam. He's a really nice dude. He actually got me a few things, and this is the first thing that he sent me as a gift, and that is The Stepfather 2. Very stoked to check out the sequel to the original Stepfather, which I actually did finally watch. Didn't just get a chance to actually do a review on it type deal. But yeah, Terry O'Quinn reprising his role from the first film. So stoked to check that one out. And next up, another one Sam sent me as a gift, and that is The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. What a long title there, guys. Early 70s giallo. Actually came out in 1970. Wow. This one looks kind of sleazy from the back cover. Of course, it's from Luciana Icoli, who directed Death Walks at Midnight and Death on High Heels, and scores by Ennio Morricone. Really cool film. I think I like the Death Walks films a little better than this one, but it's still a very well-made film and very sleazy for its time. Good stuff. Next up is a French body horror film, and that is In My Skin. Glad to finally get this one. This one was fluctuating in prices very rarely on Amazon. I finally saw it for a good price that was at least decent enough to pay for like this film, because I think this is out of print. So yeah, I picked up Into My Skin, French horror that I wanted to check out for the longest time. And next up we got a film that I imported from the UK, and it's an Australian film, and that is Blood Moon. If you haven't watched my review on Body Bags, I just did a review on this last Sunday, so check it out. And the last two were gifts from my homie Zach, aka Movie Guy 666. First up is Grizzly, fun killer bear film that I was stoked to check out, and just I remember the end of this film being awesome. So can't wait to revisit that one. And last up for the DVDs, and what Zach got me, was Day of the Animals. Leslie Nielsen, big a-hole, fucking Christopher George, awesomeness. So yeah, Day of the Animals, awesomeness right there. That is it for the DVDs, guys. Now on to some Blu-rays. Lots of Blu-rays to show you. First up is from my buddy Brandon. I actually picked up a few items. He was selling a few things, and I picked up a few things. Didn't actually put them in order, though, ironically. But whatever, I'll just say like Brandon got me this when I get to them type deal. And this is the first one that Brandon got me, and that is Der Toadskin, which was a Jörg Burgerreich film actually that I haven't seen. Been getting more into Jörg's library of films. I didn't grab like a lot of them when they first came out, just for the price ranges on them. But I'm stoked to check this one out. I know this film has like mixed opinions on it, but can't wait to check that one out. Der Toadskin. Next up is a film that my buddy Matt, aka You and Your Horror Movies, did a trade with me a while ago. Actually, I did not had an extra copy of this, so cool stuff. So got House of Wax from Matt, You and Your Horror Movies, awesome dude. Remember seeing this in theaters and loving the Paris Hilton kill in this film, fucking awesomeness. Next up is another one that my buddy Jeremy did a trade with me for. I actually did an unbox on this a while ago, and that's Night Has 1,000 Eyes. I actually did a review on this on Body Bags also. So check out that review. Jess Franco knows. Next up is one that I actually picked up from Mr. Parker. Yes. Mr. Parker, Dave, actually had a few extra things that he was giving away, and this was one of them. And it's one that I've been wanting to grab in the collection for a while, and that is The Stuntman, starring Peter O'Toole and Steve Railsback. Can't wait to check that one out. Really love that cover art too. It looks cool. So thank you again for that, Mr. Parker. Awesome dude right there. Next up is One Code Red. I did pick up One Code Red. I'm actually waiting on a few Code Red titles that I ordered, so those will be in next month's update. And that is Stigma. Really enjoyed this film, man. This is from the director of I Drink Your Blood. And it stars Philip Michael Thomas from Miami Vice, and he's actually fucking good in the role. Really cool film from the 70s. If you're a fan of I Drink Your Blood, I say check this one out. It's not as like over the top as I Drink Your Blood is. It actually has some great performances in my opinion. Like I said, Philip Michael Thomas actually does a fucking fantastic job in this film. So def check this one out. If you pick up Code Reds at all, that's one to check out. Next up was another one that my buddy Matt actually grabbed me with the House of Wax there. And that is Don't Fuck in the Woods. I really dug this film. We actually, spoiler alert, we actually did talk about this film on the upcoming Hatchet show that's coming up when we did a few What We Watches. And we'll get more into that if you haven't listened to that show yet, because it's not out yet. Look out for that. So, yeah, Don't Fuck in the Woods. Really love that title. That's a fucking great title for a movie. Next up is another one that my homeboy Brandon got me from the films that I picked up from him. And that is The Body. Yes. Spanish horror. Yes. I actually really dug this film. It's very Giallo-esque with its plot. Very, very stylistic thriller. Wow. Lose my voice, guys. But, yeah, from the guys who made Julia's Eyes and The Orphanage. If you've seen either one of those two films, I definitely recommend The Body. It's fucking awesome. Next up is a film. Actually, I'll get into this release real quick. Picked up a film from Umbrella Releasing Entertainment, fucking part of their Artsploitation line. And that is The Man from Hong Kong. Yes, fucking stellar release from Umbrella, man. Of course, this film is directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, and it actually has 5 bonus films from him on it too. I'll read them off for you. Comes with Death Cheaters, Stunt Rock, Kung Fu Killers, Danger Freaks, and The Stuntman. All directed by Brian Trenchard Smith. And The Man from Hong Kong, actually a fucking awesome film if you're a fan of like martial art films. It's definitely one you have to check out. Of course, the bad guy in that film is George Lazenby, which is fucking awesome. Of course, the former Bond himself. Alright, guys. 2 other ones that I picked up from the homie Jeremy. It was 2 new Trauma titles, actually. Yes, Trauma. Awesomeness right here. First up is BC Butcher. I did watch this. I actually had fun with this film. If you don't know about this film, actually, I know Mooj just did a review on this. It's only 51 minutes long, I think. Yeah, but it's really fun, and I did like what the director was doing. If you don't know, the director was actually this. It's actually her first film. It's directed by a 17-year-old girl named Kansas Bolin, and she does a terrific job with this film. And really fun stuff. It's cheesy as all hell, though. Very low budget, but super fun. I had fun with it. BC Butcher. And the next one I still have to check out, and the fucking title is fucking hilarious. It's called Honky Holocaust. Oh god, this looks fucking hilarious. I didn't actually watch this one yet, but it looks really fucked up. If you guys want me to do a review on this, I will. Because I do kind of want to do a review on this film, just from the title alone and just the back cover is just hilarious. Yeah, Honky Holocaust. Can't wait to check that one out. Thank you again for that, Jeremy. Next up is another film that my homeboy Sam sent me as a gift, and that's Let the Right One In. I have seen this film before. Before you go crazy, like, oh my god, you just gotta let the right one in. I just never picked up a copy for the longest time, and I'm glad that Sam got me as a gift. I do like this film. It's one of the best modern vampire films of all time, in my opinion. So, awesomeness right there. Thank you again for that, Sam. Next up is two films that are related for Scream. Actually, why not just put these with the rest of the pile? Get the pile in here. Oh, yeah. Next up is a mixture of Scream Factory and Shout Select titles. Excuse me. Wow. First up from Scream Factory is The House That Screamed. Did a review on body bags of this one. Really dug this film. Spanish horror, guys. Awesomeness right there. So check out that review if you haven't already. Next up is from Shout Select, and it's actually my first Shout Select title, and that is Nighthawks. Really dug this release, guys. If you're a fan of Nighthawks, this is the fucking release to get. They add all like the old like soundtrack back into the film because I know the old DVD he didn't have it, and really fun film and actually one of Sylvester Stallone's best performances, in my opinion. Next up is a film from a double feature that came out a while ago, to be honest. It's just one that was on the back burner. And that's X-Ray and Schizoid. I have seen X-Ray before. I had Prime for a while. It was on there for the longest time. Schizoid is one that I never seen. Of course, these are both produced by Canon. So you know what you're going to get with Canon Pictures. But really big fan of X-Ray, actually. Like me some hospital horror. Next up, picked up Slumber Party Massacre. Awesomeness right here. Really fun film. I actually did dig this for a cheesy like 80s slasher, but really fun stuff. And of course, I picked up the new double feature of Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3. Haven't actually checked out the transfers on these yet, but very stoked that they actually did this. I know people were requesting that they put these out on Blu-ray for the longest time. And I supported the release, so awesomeness right there. Next up is Two from Mill Creek. Then we get into some Arrow video goodness. Picked up the Hammer Films double feature of The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll and the Gorgon. Both awesomeness if you're a fan of Hammer horror. And the last thing that actually came in today for the update is Band of the Hand, which is a 80s action film that I never seen before. So check it out. Awesomeness. Got Stephen Lang, and then of course from Don't Breathe fame. Of course, Stephen Lang's been in numerous things before Don't Breathe. And that is into some Arrow videos. Are you ready? First up, To Live and Die in LA. Just did a review on this the other day. If you haven't checked out the review, check it out. Awesome film. Love To Live and Die in LA. Awesomeness right there. Next up is David Cronenberg's Videodrome. Yes. Was going to pick up the Criterion for the longest time, but these were like only $8.99 in £8 each. So it was like, fuck it. You know? Whatever. Cronenberg, Videodrome. Love that film. Next up is Blowout, one of my favorite De Palma films of all time, of course starring John Travolta. Collect De Palma arrows, so very stoked to have this one in the collection now. Really love this film. Had to still check out that transfer on that one. I actually still have to watch that one. Next up is The Last American Virgin, which is a teen comedy. Awesomeness right here. Can't wait to check this one out. I heard good things. I know my buddy Jeremy was actually a fan of this. Some VP up in this, and we got The Haunted Palace. even though it says Edgar Allan Poe's on it, but it's really based off of H.P. Lovecraft story. Very odd. Early Roger Corman goodness, awesomeness right there. Next up is The Burbs. Picked this up for a reason. R.I.P. to Carrie Fisher. Of course, this is Joe Dante film. Really fun stuff. I actually did watch this, and it has some cool special features on this release, guys. If you want a definite version of The Burbs and you're a big fan of this film, Arrow Video did a good justice, man. Next up I picked up is Nightmare City. Awesomeness, Umberto Lenzi. I actually do own the Raro Films edition, but love me some Nightmare City, man. And love this film with a passion. Super fun, cheesy zombie film, or infected people film, if whatever you want to call it. I know there's stories about what it really is, but super fun film. Next up is the Black Society trilogy from Takashi Miike. Fucking amazing set, man. I didn't even know it came with a slipcover when I first pre-ordered it, when it was first announced. But super stoked to check out these films finally. Fucking awesomeness. I'm glad Arrow's releasing a lot of fucking Takashi Miike shit. Next up is one that I picked up from my homie Brandon. He had a few Arrow UK's releases that he grabbed, but he couldn't play, so he sent them my way. Awesome dude right here. The Stuff by Larry Cohen. Finally have the Stuff Blu-ray in the collection. Awesomeness. Can't wait to check out the features on this bad Larry. Awesome shit right there. Next up is Thief. Same thing with like the Criterion. Just a little cheaper than the Criterion is. So I was like, fuck it. Of course, great film with James Caan. Also picked up The Honeymoon Killers. Really weird film, but really dug it. It has Doris Roberts in it. R.I.P. And the last thing I picked up from Brandon from the Arrows is the Steelbook of The Fall of the House of Usher with Vincent Price. Really like how they did the Steelbook, man. Awesome shit right there. Really love the art on that. And the last thing for the month of January and the last of the Arrows is finally picked up the Female Prisoner, Scorpion Prisoner box set. Fucking stoked to finally have this fucking set in the collection. Comes with a fucking giant booklet if I can try to get a look at this shit. And it comes with a double-sided poster. Really cool stuff from Arrow. Can't wait to dig into these films. Very awesome set. So yeah, I'm really stoked to check this set out, man. Love me some fucking Asian like revenge type films. And that is it for the update, guys. That was a hell of a Blu-ray Izzles up in there. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you next video, guys, and more goodies and reviews. I've been doing more It Came From the 80s this month. Got one planned out already, so look out for that. And as always, peace out.